we go to the movies, we're looking for something magical. A story that draws you in. Worlds that challenge our imagination. Characters that make us feel. We expect to laugh, cry, or hold our breath in suspense, but every once in a while, a filmmaker comes along who doesn't just meet those expectations. They redefine them. They create experiences that stay with us long after we leave the theater, making us question, dream, and see the world differently. Movies are more than entertainment. They're journeys, and that's what keeps us coming back for more. And one of the directors that truly redefined filmmaking is Christopher Nolan.
Everybody ready to say goodbye to our solar system? To our galaxy. Here we go.
Christopher Nolan doesn't just make movies. He makes cinematic experiences so intense they should come with a warrant label.
I ordered my hot sauce an hour ago.
Side effects may include existential crisis, time confusion, and the uncontrollable urge to whisper IMAX in your sleep. But the real question is, why are Nolan's movies so much better in IMAX? Is it the bigger screen? The mind-blowing sound, or is it just that Nolan loves IMAX just like the rest of us love pizza? Well, today we're gonna be breaking it all down. IMAX cameras, practical effects, and why Tenet in regular theaters feels like playing Beethoven on a kazoo. So let's dive in. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. This is actually my new channel. This is the Delano the Director series, where I actually be doing in-depth breakdowns on film study, critiquing certain movies and films, direction, some of my favorite directors. I'll be doing icebergs. So it's like this will actually be a whole different channel versus what I'm used to, or what you guys might be used to as my audience members, any returning audience members. So please make sure y'all go ahead and give a like, comment, and subscribe to the video, because we're going to be building up a new channel. We're going to go ahead and explore some new routes. So again, thank you, and I welcome you to the Delano the Director channel. Now back to the good stuff. Well, for starters, he doesn't just like IMAX. He's like obsessed. This man treats IMAX cameras like his children. He's out here filming scenes with equipment so big it looks like NASA designed it. And these aren't just your standard cameras, like, oh no. IMAX cameras shoot in 70mm film, which means that the image is literally 10 times bigger than the regular 35mm film. So when you're watching Interstellar and Matthew McConaughey is crying, you're not just seeing him cry. You're seeing every single tear duct in glorious detail. It's like Sadness, but in 4K.
No!
Here's the kicker. These things are loud. Like, did someone just start a leaf blower loud? Action! Go. So loud, yet Nolan doesn't care. He's like, oh, you want dialogue? Nah, let's just make the action louder. Let's talk about size, because IMAX isn't just bigger. An IMAX screen is about 6 stories tall and as wide as a football field. Watching a Nolan film on a regular screen after seeing it in IMAX is like eating a fun-sized Snicker when you were promised a king-size bar. In Dunkirk, the IMAX experience makes you feel like you're actually on the beach. The planes, they're flying right over your head. The tension is so thick, you could cut it with a butter knife. In regular theaters though, you're like, oh look, it's just a tiny little boat. Let's address the elephant in the room. The sound. Nolan movie in IMAX is like going to a rock concert, but the headliner is the concept of time. Hans Zimmer, his scores aren't just music. If any of y'all know, Hans Zimmer and Christopher Nolan are basically like D. Wade and Brian in 2013. If you know, you know. But his music, It's like weapons. Like halfway through 10, I wasn't sure if I was watching a movie or having a spiritual awakening. Like in a regular theater, the sound just doesn't slap as hard. It's like listening to Zimmer through a pair of dollar store headphones. You can't really feel the music. You just can't feel it. It's not the same. So do you really feel it? Can you embrace it? No. Oh, and Christopher Nolan hates green screens. Like, he hates them. Like, while other directors are like, oh, let's just get a CGI. Let's just CGI the plane. Nolan's like, nah, let's blow this shit up for real. Like, no, he's like, let's blow up a real one. In IMAX, these practical effects look incredible. The truck flip in Dark Knight.
It's about to go down, and sure enough, flip that thing up in the air, and Chris and I were really proud, I think, because we had all the cameras in the right places.
The plane crash in Tenet, the literal spinning spaceship in Interstellar, you see every detail, every spark. You're like, oh my God, did they actually destroy that moment? That's what you get when you're watching a Christopher Nolan film. None of it feels fake. It all feels like you're just witnessing it. Everything's in real time. That's why Nolan doesn't just make movies. He engineers them for IMAX in particular. He plans every shot, every sound cue, every frame with IMAX in mind. He's like, if you're not watching this on the biggest screen possible, then you're doing it wrong. Take Oppenheimer, a movie about scientists sitting around talking about nuclear bombs, and somehow in IMAX it feels like the fate of the world just hanging in the balance. On a regular screen, it's more like, oh cool, science class. But ultimately, IMAX amplifies the emotional experience. When you watch Interstellar in IMAX, the scene where Cooper says goodbye to Murph, devastating.
You told me we had enough resources for both of us.
We agreed, Amelia. 90%. Detach.
You feel every ounce of pain in that massive, overwhelming frame. On a regular screen, you're just sitting there like, yeah, that's sad, I guess. All in all, Christopher Nolan doesn't just want you to just watch his movies. He wants you to live them. And like, IMAX is really the only way to do his films justice. 70mm lens, anything less for a Christopher Nolan film, you're doing yourself a disservice. So next time you're deciding between IMAX and regular tickets, just remember, Nolan didn't flip a truck, explode a plane, and break 17 IMAX cameras just for you to watch it on the sides of a screen that's about the size of your bathroom mirror. A lot of the times, these films, they're meant to be actual experiences. Some directors like Nolan actually take the extra time and effort that it takes to put in the work for it. They don't just settle with CGI and plot-based stories. Like, no, they build it from the ground up, which is what direction is about. It depends on what your angle of direction is. But when you have a mind that's as expansive as Christopher Nolan, you go as hard as you can. Guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments which Christopher Nolan movie hit you the hardest in IMAX or just in general. I'll see you in the next video unless I'm stuck in a time loop.